Hi, Sebastian. I told your mom that I would send you a video of me reading you one of my favorite books today. I actually had a hard time deciding because I'm sitting here in front of a very large cabinet filled with books. Even up here on the top, it's filled with books. And these are all children's books because I have always loved children's books. But I did choose one of my favorites. So I'm sorry I'm moving around the camera. This is one of my favorite books, and it's one of my favorite authors. His name is Tommy DePaola. And Tommy DePaola died this week. He was 85 years old, but he lived a good and beautiful life. He lived in New Hampshire, and he's one of my favorite, if not my fully favorite children's author and illustrator, because not only does he write the words in the book, that makes him the author, but he also draws the pictures. That makes him the illustrator. So let's hear about this story. "Look, everyone, we have a son," Papa said to the villagers. "Shall we call him Pasquale?" Mama asked. See the little baby there? Okay, let's see what happens with Pasquale. Oh, see the artwork? Look how simple it is with these beautiful doves. Suddenly, doves swooped down, and the air was filled with song. "Listen, Mama, the angels are singing for Pasquale," Papa said. "Oh, Papa, those are only the doves from the church tower," Mama said. "Look again, Mama," Papa said. Sure enough, the tree was filled with angels. "We have a special little boy," Papa said, smiling. "God must surely love him." All the animals loved Pasquale, too. He was their friend. One day, Papa said, "Mama, Pasquale is singing to the sheep." "La, la, la," Pasquale sang. "La, la, la." "The sheep are singing back to him," Mama said. "Ba, ba, ba," the sheep sang. Mama and Papa didn't know that Pasquale and the sheep were singing to God. "I think Pasquale is going to be a good shepherd," Papa said. And Pasquale was. Every morning he led the sheep to the fields and watched over them. If a lamb strayed, he took it back to its mother. "Stay near your mother, little one," he told the lamb, and it did. He frolicked with the young ones. "I can jump higher than you," he told the lambs, and he did. Every afternoon, Pasquale made garlands of flowers and hung them around the necks of the sheep. Then he would kneel and pray to God. Every evening, Pasquale and the sheep sang back and forth to each other on the way home. "La, la, la, ba, ba, ba." As they walked along, Pasquale gave cheese he had saved from his lunch to anyone who was hungry. One evening, he saw some boys fighting. "Friends," Pasquale said, "take these and be happy." He put the garlands around the boys' necks and they stopped fighting. Papa was watching. "I think that the angels protect our boy," he told Mama. Pasquale took care of the sheep until he was a young man. Then he said to Mama and Papa, "I want to be a friar and help feed people who are hungry." "You must go to the monastery of St. Francis," they told Pasquale. The next day, Pasquale left for the monastery where the Franciscans lived. He carried a basket of cheeses, eggs, flour, dried beans, vegetables, and fruit from Mama. It was a gift for the friars. "Oh, Pasquale," the friars said, "look at all the food you brought. You must cook dinner for us tonight." Poor Pasquale, he didn't know how to cook, but he was afraid to tell them. They might not let him stay. So Pasquale went to the kitchen. All the pots and pans, bowls and dishes made his head spin. How did he boil water? How did he cook the beans? How did he make the bread? Pasquale knelt on the stone floor and prayed. Suddenly there was a swoosh in the air above him. Angels in little white aprons were flying down to cook. Pasquale didn't notice them. He just stayed on his knees with his eyes closed, praying. Look what was happening while he was praying. Look at these angels working. The angels mixed up dough, put it in a pan, and popped it in the oven. They put water on to boil and poured the beans in the pot. They cut up cheeses and put them on a board. They put the oranges and apricots in a big bowl. The friars could hear the pots and pans banging, the oven door opening and closing. Delicious smells floated out from under the kitchen door. They could barely wait to eat. Pasquale felt a wing brush against his cheek. He opened his eyes. There on the kitchen table was a feast fit for a friar. That night, the friars ate everything. Everything Pasquale put on their table. "Pasquale, your dinner was so good. You must be our cook forever." Poor Pasquale. He didn't really want to be a cook. He wanted to feed hungry people with the friars. But if they needed a cook, he would try. So the friars gave Pasquale a habit. And if you can see here what he's holding, that's a Franciscan habit. It's a brown robe and a cord that he's going to wear around his waist with 3 knots. The next day, the angels came again. Pasquale felt better. They cooked and he prayed. Day after day, tasty meals came from Pasquale's kitchen. How does he do it, the friars wondered. But Pasquale never said. The only one who knew was the kitchen cat. Night after night, he told the friars that he wanted to help feed people, but they always said he was far too busy cooking for them to leave the monastery. Finally, the friars had to know how Pasquale cooked such delicious meals. So they peeked in, and what a surprise! Pasquale was praying, surrounded by angels stirring, slicing, and baking. Pasquale is so loved by God that he sends angels down to cook while Pasquale prays, the friars said. Imagine that. I wonder if Pasquale even knew the angels were cooking for him. He was just busy praying. The friars never told Pasquale that they knew his secret, but from then on, they took Pasquale with them to feed the hungry. And every once in a while, the friars would peek in and watch the angels flying all over the kitchen. And Pasquale? Well, he never ever learned how to cook even a cup of beans. Isn't that a fun story? There's Pasquale and the cat. I hope you enjoyed our story for today. If you want me to do another one, I can do another one for you tomorrow. Bye.